Alright guys, YouTube, now it's on to my extra deck and side deck. So, you have two Guilty of the Nights because of the insta-fusions I told you about earlier. You got three Tears. Oh dang, where's my third one? There it is. Three Tears. Obviously, I think it's a staple rank 5. I mean, there are staple synchros like Stardust and Catastor, so why not staple Exceeds? Three Adrius. You guys got to be smart with Adrius because, I mean, I'm extremely smart with it. If they have an open field, I'll just summon Adrius, and here's what. And if they have a card on the field, don't use its effect. Here's why. If you attack and you already use its effect, and they drop Gores or Trag, and you use their effect, you already used its effect, you're screwed. That's why when there's a completely open field, and I anticipated Gores, I'm just going to summon Adrius and attack. And the best thing to do, if their field's already open, and you already have a Tears up, is just attack with the Tears first, and not the Adreas, because so Tears can get its effect. And then when you do, they'll drop Gores, and a token, you go, maybe just do Tears, pop the token, and Adrius, use your effect and pop the Gores. I mean, it's such a great combo. Two Windups Mayo. Surprisingly, a lot of you people don't even know what it does. I mean, what it does is you can detach a material to pop 2 sets, whether it's monster or back row. And, people, and, I've had a lot of people ask me this question. When people have a lot of back row, they wonder why I don't just summon Tears instead of Zamayo, and here's why. Because Zamayo is only more vulnerable to 2 more cards than Tears, and that's Bottomless and Torrential. Tears is still vulnerable to Compulse, and it's still vulnerable to Deep Prison and stuff, whereas Zamayo, obviously you're not going to just attack and then use its effect, so that's where Zamayo has the advantage, because if you either Mirror Force or Deep Prison, you struck gold, and if they have like 4 back row, I'm just going to keep it there and not attack, obviously. And this is why we're into the Dark World Shackles. True Chronomaly Macum X. I mean, a lot of you don't know what this does. And what this does is, it's, dang it won't read it. It's 2400 attack, light machine. Apparently a lot of XCs that are machines are extremely good, and which is awesome because I love machines. They deserve credit. And what you can do is you can detach a material to target a monster your opponent controls and deal damage equal to the difference between attack and original attack. And then he will gain that much attack equal to the amount of damage that they just took. And I've calculated this. If you Dark World Shackles a monster with at least 2800 attack and use its effect and then attack it, it's automatic game. Doesn't matter if they're at 8,000. If they're at 8,000, yeah, that's actually 8,000 perfect because you dealt the 28 and he gained the 28. Actually, he gained the 27. Ooh, never mind. That's 100. That'll leave him with 100. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. The monster has to be 29 attack. That's what it had to have been. Because you deal 28, you gain 28, and then his original attack's 24. 28, 28, 24 is an automatic 8 grand. Utopia, because of the mind control. Not everybody runs level 5s. Stardust for the Starlight Road. Look at that gold Stardust. Scrap Dragon. I hate the supers. I mean, I was so desperate for some cards, I had to trade up my Ultra. Or no, it was an Ulti. I had both. And, I love Scrap Dragon. That should be a staple synchro. And, in case of mind control, someone's level 3 tuner or something. And it's also in there for a card on my side deck. And I'll show you in a second. Now onto my amazing side deck. 2 Lava Golem. Why people ask I run Lava Golem? Let me think. Lagia Doka Solda. You do not want to waste materials getting around, or waste resources trying to get around those 3. If you don't want to waste materials, waste freaking resources, just sack them for Lava Golem. And there should be another side card in here for you guys that don't run a lot of high level monsters. And I'll show you that in a second. 2 Prohibition. I think it's the absolute best side card in the game. Because you already know what you're up against after round 1, so you'll know what to hit on round 2. And for some of you weird people that would actually main this, just call MST. Because people are just stupid and would use 3 MST, the biggest waste of deck space. And if you don't want to call something like big, and then you don't want to call something and then just go MST like next turn, it's ridiculous. 1 Mechlord Emperor Granel. I don't know where my Intercept Wave is, so I'm using this. And for those of you who don't know what Intercept Wave is, that one is an anti-synchro card, and it's a quick play. And when you activate it, all synchro monsters go to defense, and at the end phase, all synchro monsters go back to the extra deck, which is pretty dang good. Mechlord, though, I think I'd much rather use this anyway, because it's a monster, and I think it's the strongest level 1 monster in the game. What it does is it can't be normal set, and the only way you can special it is if a monster you control is destroyed. Is destroyed by a card effect. Yeah, it has to be destroyed by a card effect and sent to the grave. So, and when you summon, its attack is equal to half your life points, which is good because I did this against a 6-Sam deck this past Saturday. He played 6 Sams. The first thing he did, he went first. First thing he did was summon Shien, which is stupid. What you should do is summon Naturia Beast, because chances are your opponent has multiple spell cards in there and you can only negate 1. Why not negate every last one by summoning Naturia Beast first and then setting a double edge and going to Barkion next turn? And I took this dude Shien though, and it jumped up to 6,500, summoned Adrius and no DK'd him, which was amazing. Soul Drain, it's a really good card in this deck because I like use 1 card effect that in the graveyard, and that's Stardust, and I hardly ever hit that. So I mean, it's really good against Dark Worlds and Atlanteans, and it stops Rescue Rabbit, so that's really good. I don't know why people haven't cited this yet instead of Shadow Mirror and all that. Chain Disappearance. What deck does not have an annoying monster that you don't want to deal with in every deck? You have Sangan, you don't want to deal with that. Chain Disappearance. You have Lumina, you don't want to deal with it. Chain Disappearance. I mean, there's so many monsters that are sitting at 1,000 that you can't bottomless that you must get rid of, like Spear Reaper. Let's just put it that way. Nobody likes Spear Reaper. Oh man. So, 2 Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. A lot of you don't know what this does, and this is like the perfect sidecar for my deck because I run level 5s. But basically, all level 6 or higher monsters that were special summoned cannot attack or activate their effects. So, this is perfect for Chaos Dragon. They can spam Holsters, BLS, and freaking Darkroom all they want, but they can't do crap. They can't activate their effects, and they cannot attack because obviously, Grave of the Super Ancient Organism prohibits it. Miss Polly, I would run on Fusionary, but I don't have it. And this is just like an Intercept Wave. And heads up, my prediction right now, Gem Knights are gonna be like I think they're gonna make a strong appearance because of that stupid loop. So get ready. Final attack orders. There's way too many stall decks being ran right now, so I have to side this. Hit the Marshmallow. 2 Noblemen across out. I don't have another one, so. And with this one, there's like a crap ton of decks nowadays that will use flip effects, like Raikou and Evil Tile Wetzlo and all that. So you gotta, and especially in stall decks, so you just gotta hit those things. Leeching the Light, I don't have Light Mirror, so and plus I do, but I don't use it because I need Tiras. And a lot of you don't know what this does, and what it does, you can target a light your opponent controls, and all your monsters will gain the attack equal to that monster till the end phase. You target a BLS, you have 3 monsters, they all gain 3 grand. How great is that? Last but not least, 2 Trap Eaters. You people that run Dark Worlds and all that other stuff that people are bound to side mirrors, skill drain, soul drain against, this is the card to use. And this is why I use it for Scrap Dragon. Just remove it, summon, and then sink. So That's all, guys. This is for my deck proud. Please subscribe.